Lately, I hadn't been feeling like myself. There was this gnawing anxiety eating away at me from the inside. I couldn't hang out with friends, couldn't enjoy watching movies at home, couldn't even eat properly. I had no idea why. From the outside, everything seemed fine, but this unease was suffocating me. I had just graduated from high school in Portland, Oregon. I wasn't in a rush to start college. I wanted to enjoy life a little, maybe travel, figure things out. Mom had opened a small alterations shop in downtown Portland a few years ago with her longtime friend, Gloria. We weren't rich, but we were getting by, and I was grateful for that. Mom and I had always treated each other with respect. She'd given me everything I ever asked for, never said no. I tried to keep her happy too. But there was this deep void inside both of us. My dad had disappeared the day I was born, without any explanation. Mom never heard from him again. Even Grandma didn't know where he went. He only sent one letter to his family a few weeks later, "I'm okay. Don't look for me. Maybe I'll come back someday." Mom was a proud woman. She wasn't the type to chase after anyone. This made me both sad and proud. She never talked about Dad. Whenever anyone asked, she'd just say, "He's dead," and change the subject. Because to her, Dad really was dead. One evening, Mom came home looking upset. "What's wrong, Mom? Why are you so sad?" I asked. "Gloria's moving to Florida to be with her grandkids. She's not coming back," she said, her eyes welling up. Gloria had been like family to us. The thought of never seeing her again hurt both of us deeply. A few days later, Mom was on the phone with Gloria, smiling. "Sarah, I know I'm leaving you alone there, but I have a close relative who's really good at alterations. She and her son decided to move to Portland. If you'd like, talk to her. She's a wonderful, honest woman," Gloria said. Mom was thrilled. "Okay, Gloria, don't worry. Give her my number. When she gets here, I'll help them settle in." A week later, the woman Gloria mentioned, Rebecca, and her son Marcus arrived in Portland. We picked them up and brought them to our apartment in the Pearl District. They stayed with us for a few days. We got along great, warming up to each other quickly. Marcus immediately found a job at an auto repair shop. Rebecca started working with Mom at the alterations shop. Soon they found a place nearby, just a few blocks from us. Everything was going so well. But one day, everything changed. One evening, Mom invited Rebecca and Marcus over for dinner. We sat at the table chatting, and the conversation turned to old times. Rebecca talked about how much her husband loved her, how devoted he was to their son. Even though he worked out of state, he visited them every month. Her words made the emptiness inside Mom and me grow suddenly larger. I forgot to ask, "Where's your husband? Is he working in another state too?" Rebecca asked. Mom took a deep breath. "No, my husband passed away. Car accident the day Emily was born." "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bring up painful memories," Rebecca said. "It's okay. We're used to it now, aren't we, honey?" Mom looked at me. After that night, Dad was never mentioned again. But his absence still tore at my insides, made my heart ache. One day Rebecca said, "We always come to your place. You never come to ours." That evening we got ready and went to Rebecca's apartment in Northwest Portland. She prepared a beautiful dinner. After we ate, we moved to the living room. Marcus left to hang out with friends. After chatting for a bit, Rebecca got up to make more coffee. Mom looked around the apartment carefully. "Rebecca's such a clean, meticulous person." She started saying, then suddenly stopped mid-sentence. She focused on something, her face turned white, she started stammering. "Mom, are you okay?" I asked, but she didn't answer. "Go help Rebecca," she said, grabbing my arm and pushing me. "Mom, what are you doing? Are you crazy?" I said. She yelled at me. I said go. In the kitchen, I didn't let Rebecca see anything was wrong. A few minutes later, when we returned to the living room, Mom was standing up. "Come on, Emily, we're leaving." "Mom, what happened? Are you okay?" "I don't know, I just feel really sick." Rebecca asked worriedly, "Honey, are you alright? Should I call a doctor?" Mom shot her a strange look. She seemed furious. She grabbed her purse and headed for the door. On the way home, I asked Mom what happened but got no answer. She was crying, tears streaming down her face. When we got home, Mom threw her purse and locked herself in her bedroom. She cried all night. I had no idea why. After that day, Mom changed completely. She became constantly irritable. She'd come home and badmouth Rebecca, saying she couldn't work with her anymore. It broke my heart. A week later, Mom came home very late. "Mom, where were you? Why are you so late?" "I had some things to take care of," she said, going to her room. That night I heard strange sounds. It seemed like Mom was talking to someone. I went to her door and tried to listen, but she was speaking so quietly I couldn't make it out. I couldn't sleep all night. As days passed, Mom became even more different. One night when she came home late again, I couldn't take it anymore. "Mom, this can't go on. You haven't been eating properly for days, you come home late. You're not yourself. Please tell me what's wrong. Did Rebecca do something to you?" Mom's eyes flashed. She grabbed me by the throat and pushed me into the corner. "Have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? I would never be jealous of that woman. Rebecca could never be as successful and beautiful as me." She let me go and stormed into her room, locking the door. That night I tried to sleep with music playing in my room. My eyes were closed when suddenly my bedroom light turned on. I opened my eyes but no one was there. I went into the living room, checked everywhere. Mom's door was still closed. I stopped in the hallway. I heard someone breathing heavily in the darkness. I was terrified. I stared into the darkness. Something jumped from the floor to the ceiling, and from the ceiling, a pair of eyes started staring at me. I screamed. I pounded on Mom's door frantically. Mom opened the door. "What's going on? Why are you screaming?" "Mom, there's something out there." Mom turned on the lights. There was no one else in the apartment. "Stop being ridiculous. Go to bed," she said. The next morning, Mom's bedroom door was open. I looked inside, she wasn't there. On the floor in front of her bed was a black cloth with used candles on it. Strange letters were written on the candles. In the center was a black bowl with a disgusting smelling black liquid. Suddenly I heard Mom's voice. "Why did you come in here? I was looking for you." Mom grabbed my arm and pushed me out. "Get out. Don't ever come into this room without my permission again." I peeked through the keyhole. Mom quickly gathered everything and hid it under the bed. When I went to my room, Mom followed me. "Listen, I'm warning you for the last time. Stay out of my business. Don't say a word to anyone about what you see in this house. Or you'll regret it." She was literally threatening me. "Have you gone crazy? What are you doing? What was all that stuff? If something's wrong, share it with me." Mom stared into my eyes with hatred. "Mind your own business," she said and left. After Mom left, I pulled everything out from under the bed. Inside the bowl were what looked like animal eyes, pieces of flesh, and blood. I immediately called Marcus. "Please come over right away, but don't tell anyone." When Marcus arrived, I told him everything. I showed him what was in Mom's room. "Emily, I think your mom is doing some kind of witchcraft or voodoo. This is all really creepy. We need to take this stuff to someone who knows about this." We took everything and went to the nearest church. After the pastor listened to us, he said, "Kids, I don't get involved in things like this. You need to find someone else." We went to several more churches, but no one wanted to help. Finally, Marcus made a phone call. "Okay, we're coming right now." After a half-hour drive, we arrived at a house in Gresham. A friendly-looking woman in her 40s answered the door. "Come in," she said. I told her everything. The woman examined what we'd brought. "Yes, someone has performed a simple ritual here. I can neutralize these and write you a protection prayer." We paid her, took the protection prayers, and headed home. "Please don't tell your mom about this," I told Marcus. "Don't worry, friends keep each other's secrets," he said, smiling. That day I waited for Mom to come home with both anticipation and fear. She'd be furious when she saw the bed empty. Mom came home with a smile on her face. "My beautiful girl, how are you?" "I'm good, Mom. You seem more energetic today." "Yes, everything's fine. I feel great." That night, something happened that I'll never forget. While watching TV, I realized it was 2:30 a.m. As I headed to my bedroom, I felt like someone was walking with me. I checked around but saw nothing, yet my hair stood on end. I went into my room without turning on the light and lay down. As I pulled up the covers, I felt a weight on my bed. My eyes adjusted to the darkness and I saw a black, human-like figure sitting there. I was terrified. I started praying. At that moment, a huge, terrifying hand reached out from under the bed and grabbed my ankles. I tried to scream but no sound came out. The creature was right in my face. Suddenly I woke up on the couch. I jumped up and checked around. It was almost morning. It was just a nightmare. I went to Mom's room. She was asleep. I couldn't hold back my tears. I was afraid of being alone. I quietly lay down next to her. I didn't tell Mom about this. Everything seemed to be getting back to normal. Mom seemed like her old self. But I was wrong. Things were just beginning. One night while watching TV, someone started pounding frantically on the door. I opened it to find Marcus, out of breath. "My mom, she's really bad. Please come." We rushed to their apartment. Rebecca was lying motionless. She'd scratched her face, neck, and arms with her nails. There was blood everywhere. Mom went to Rebecca's side, we gave her some water. When she came to, we helped her to the couch. "What happened? Where am I?" Rebecca asked. "Mom, what happened to you? You suddenly went crazy. It was like you were possessed." Marcus said. Rebecca wasn't herself. "I want to sleep," she said. Mom helped her to her room. When Mom came back, she told Marcus, "This is serious. You need to call your father." Marcus called his dad. We stayed with them that night. The next evening we went to Rebecca's apartment. Marcus opened the door, smiling. "Dad's here. Come in." We went inside. Rebecca was sitting next to her husband. Marcus's father stood up. "Welcome, please come in." At that moment, Mom and the man locked eyes. They both looked shocked. "Sarah," the man said. Mom replied, Yes, it's me, David. Funny how fate brought us together, isn't it? Rebecca stood up. Do you two know each other? Mom exploded. Of course I know him. He's my ex-husband, Emily's father. Everyone was in shock. No one could say a word. Marcus broke the silence. Dad, what does this mean? Please explain. The man didn't know what to say. Mom spoke through tears. I brought you here. Rebecca being sick is because of me. I put a curse on her and made her ill. All I wanted was to get you here so I could spit in your face. Marcus looked horrified. Are you insane? How could you deliberately make my mom sick? I used dark magic. I cursed her, Mom said. I couldn't believe what I was hearing or seeing. Rebecca said, how could you do this to me? You don't know what I've been through. The nightmares, I was losing my mind, and you did this on purpose. Everyone looked at Mom accusingly. But Mom said, you left me for this woman back then. You threw me and your child out without a second thought. I started from zero. I tried to give my life meaning again. This was payback. I hope you never find happiness. She grabbed my arm and dragged me toward the door. As Marcus moved toward Mom angrily, his father held him back. Stay back. After we left, we could hear them arguing loudly inside. We came home. I didn't ask her anything. I didn't judge her. I just went to my room and closed the door. For days I barely ate. I didn't speak a word to Mom. I was so angry with her. It wasn't right to endanger someone's life for things that happened in the past. The fault was Dad's. Rebecca and Marcus were innocent. Dad should have been the target of revenge. But at this point, it didn't matter who was good or bad. I just wanted to forget all of this as soon as possible. But worse things were coming. One night I was sitting in my room, looking out the window. It had gotten dark. It was almost midnight. I was trying to process everything when I heard a strange sound from the living room. Like a scream. I came out to the living room. Mom was standing by the window, looking outside. Since I hadn't talked to her in days, I didn't want to talk now either. I was still mad at her. Seeing she was okay, I turned back to my room when I heard a whisper behind me. I turned around. Mom wasn't by the window anymore. She'd vanished. Suddenly the lights went out. Everything went dark. Mom, did you turn off the lights? A light breeze passed by me. The windows were closed. I got very cold. Out of the darkness, a pitch-black, terrifying creature was coming toward me. I tripped and fell. Mom, help me. The creature disappeared. I ran to my room and locked the door. I heard Mom's voice, please open the door. Help me. When I opened the door, Mom was standing there covered in blood. Help me. They're going to take me. I tried to grab her hand but something pulled her into the darkness. My door slammed shut by itself. Mom's screams filled the entire apartment. I couldn't open the door. The window wouldn't open. I was trapped. I helplessly listened to Mom's screams until morning. When the dawn broke, everything stopped. The door slowly opened. I ran to the living room. Everything looked normal. I went to Mom's room. I opened the door and turned on the light. I froze. Candles were everywhere, with Mom's name written on them. Strange symbols on the walls. A large bowl in the center with a foul-smelling liquid. I looked at the bed. I pulled back the covers. Mom's body. It had decayed. Her hair had fallen out, her facial bones were visible. Her eyes stared with horror. Her hands and feet had turned black, and there was a strange symbol on her throat. Without losing consciousness, I left the apartment. I ran to Rebecca's place. I knocked on the door. Marcus opened it. What happened? I collapsed there. I woke up in the hospital. Rebecca, David, and Marcus were there. Please help my mom. Everything will be okay, Marcus said. After leaving the hospital, we went to Rebecca's apartment. Rebecca told me everything. I didn't know David was married. If I had known, I would never have been with him. When I realized your mom had cursed me, I went to a spiritual healer. She sent the curse back to its source. Unfortunately, your mom fell into the trap she set. David wants to talk to you. Before you judge him, listen to his side. If you want, we'll always be here for you. Dad explained through tears, your mom and I didn't marry for love. My family forced us. Years later we met by chance. If you can forgive me, I'm ready to be the father I couldn't be all this time. I didn't know what to do, but I had nowhere else to go. I agreed to stay with them. A long time has passed now. I occasionally visit Mom's grave at Lone Fir Cemetery. I have nothing to say to her. Maybe I'll never learn the truth. But I know one thing. I don't believe I can ever truly be loved in this life.